Hey, what's going on, guys? DJS here, CollectiveKicks.com. Wanted to bring you guys a thrifting video that I ended up doing. Check out the lovely stuff on the bottom of this sneaker for $18. Went to a thrift store. This is Plato's Closet. They had a bunch of randomness there, and so I figured I'd show you guys some of the stuff. You see, I think those are the crazy somethings. I can't remember. I always forget which Adidas ones these are. The crazy, I think those are the Crazy Eights. Some other random ones here. Derek Rose's, as you can see, the signature down there. And then here's the bottom of the shoe right here. $30 on those. It's funny how thrift stores price things. It's always hilarious when they have just a pair of Jordans that they think is worth something, and it's just a regular Jordan that they price like twice as high as something else that I don't remember which ones these were. I was kind of interrupting myself. But I don't know which ones these were. Leave a comment if you know what those Air Force Ones were. Has that crazy kind of Frankenstein stitching on those ones. Interesting looking randomness here as I'm kind of going through $25 for those. And some more randomness. These have that kind of camo print on them and stuff, some polos. And I think the price point on these were, yeah, 25 bucks. So I don't know. Some of these things are pretty gnarly for the price points. I would definitely rather go to the factory store like a Nike than pay like $35 for these here. But I mean, it depends though. Sometimes you find brand new sneakers and they're in amazing shape. And then sometimes you get some super beaters like these, missing the straps on the Air Force Ones, and then they're $45. Look at that. The sole is destroyed. $45. They're so clueless when they lift these things. It cracks me up. Which makes me wonder like how much you can make from them. If they're listing them for $45, they probably think they're worth more. And who would buy flip-flops from the factory or from the thrift store? That's probably the grossest thing I've ever seen. And my wife hates feet. Can you imagine me bringing home some used sandal flip-flops for her? She would probably like not stay married to me. There's some shell toes coming with some fresh dog shit on the bottom for 30 bucks. Like those things are in horrible, horrible shape. These ones, I actually liked these sneakers back in the day. And unfortunately, they came out with a bunch of wacko colorways. And a lot of them ended up on discounts. Diamond Turrets, these were their last time I was at this store. There's actually quite a few of these that are still left over from the last time I went to the store like a couple months later. And these are those Kobe, same ones as the other shoes I was showing you. You can see the 8 on the thing there. And then these ones, these look like Jordan 3 soles almost with the air pocket, and they're 25 bucks. But obviously not Jordan 3s. But look at the paint speckles and the air bubble, just like, and then the stars like a Jordan 3. And then they had the N7 Hyper Dunks, I think these were. And yeah, I don't know. Those ones, let's see. Yeah, 22 bucks. Not overly priced, but kind of fun to see like an N7 one from back in the day as well. Interesting Air Max right here, 30 bucks on there with a blurry $30. And then these were probably the coolest ones that I saw just because I remember these. But they were in horrible shape. The LeBron 10s, were they the pressure colorway? I think this was one of the first ones. 22 bucks, not a bad price considering, but those soles were super yellow. And then these, I think these were their last time as well, and they're 30 bucks. But check out the bottom. I loved this little window that they had. There's a pair of sneakers that I'm searching for that has that same sort of window. It's a Nike Air Prevail. Anybody even knows what they are, and I don't know. I've been looking for a pair for the longest time. It's a pair that I want to get, but I don't have them. These ones are brand new for 30 bucks. So I mean, those used Air Force Ones were a piece of crap and $45, and then those ones were brand new and they were $30. So prices just vary. These ones were in better shape than the other ones, and they're $30. So kind of interesting, kind of funny. SL loops that they had there, and I think these ones, yeah, $35. You can get those on some of the clearance deals that I post in the description. If you guys didn't see that, I actually post a lot of deals in the description of every video. It shows new sneaker releases of a bunch of different places as well as sale ones. I'm pretty sure those SL loops were more expensive here than some of the links that I've shared. Those kind of maroon Air Force Ones are pretty rad though. And then they had these kind of street ball Adidas back there. These were really crazy looking. I don't remember seeing these. The Air Free Twists. It's a training shoe as it says, but I don't remember those, and they look really dope. It's a women's shoe, but it would have been cool to see more of those. And this was another really interesting looking women's shoe. It didn't have any branding on the tongue. I was like, that's really bizarre. Usually there's a Nike logo or something. Totally clear tongue on that. Anyways, a couple more pairs. I was trying to look at the rest of the men's shoes, but there was a bunch of dudes hogging up the aisle. So interesting pair of Blazers, I think, right here. And $22 on those. And then they had some fun prints on free 5.0s right here. And, you know, the frees are just one pair of Nikes that really never has done anything for me. Never really loved those too much. And then they had the Flyknit 4.0s, as you can see here. I think that's one of the things that the naming conventions are just too confusing for the frees. There's always like a 5.0 this or a TR. Or, I mean, there's just too many naming conventions for a 5.0, 3.0, 4.0. And I don't understand any of it. I think it's the width or the something of the free, but I don't know. I honestly, it doesn't make any sense. These spring blades were in amazing shape, brand new, and I think the price point on these were pretty cheap considering 35 bucks. I think retail those are like 180, so that one would have been a good pickup for somebody size 7 women's. And then they had these Air Ups, which is a shoe that I don't know. It sucks that they didn't get like a real good retro, because some of those were really dope back in the day. In fact, I've been looking for a pair of Air Ups. And then they had these Zoom Airs as well. I think they had these ones there last time. I apologize for the fuzzy picture. And the soles are full. It's like somebody went like running and played baseball or something, or football or something, those things. And then afterwards, they just brought them here. And then they have these randomness, $40 for those, man. And then these Zigzag or the Zags or Zigs or the Reebok one. Remember that technology that came out? It was with that crazy foam. I thought it was kind of interesting, and then it just didn't really sell well, at least with sneaker stuff. Sneakerheads, it's like it never really caught on at all. And those Adidas were right there. Anyway, that's pretty much it, and thank you guys for watching. Air Flight 2013 signing out. Peace, guys.